Well, you probably can't see this because most of you are listening. But if you are watching, we'll probably put this on YouTube. This is a shirt. Came up with this saying. See here? Stuck between namaste and kiss my ass. I live in California, but I'm from Philadelphia, and that's how I live. Embrace you at the same time I'll mace you. So I wore the shirt because it could be my final episode. Actually, it's not going to be. It's going to be my final episode of just me talking, but I'm probably going to lead to guests. We'll see how the reaction is. People want more. You'll let me know if you want more. CraigShoemaker.com. Write me a note. Official Craig Shoemaker on Instagram. I've done none of this promotion up until this point because I just want to be raw and real and let this out. Several intentions. The intentions even keep changing. One I just thought of is set the record straight. She has defamed my character. So has the wife before that. They have defamed my character in saying things that aren't true. And men are defenseless on this. We really are. Women are to be believed. Women get, if the woman's not working, they get half of everything. It's the balance is, it's off. I read some notes from other women that are noticing this in the last episode. But my little pitch is buy a T-shirt. Help me out. It's not going to do anything. Won't put a dent. When she first pulled this, stealing the money, and she moved $1 million over into her account. She had a private account. I don't know if I finished that story. Yeah, she moved the money, changed the password. Did I finish? I don't think I finished that damn story. Well, there you go. That's the lengths that she can go to with debauchery. She just can't be a good person anymore. She moved the bank. She changed the password on the bank account, one that I trusted her with. I said, okay, I'll go halvesies or whatever. I do things with such good intentions. I see the good in people. And I still do. I'm not bitter enough to say, okay, and I can't fall in love again. That's definitely available to me as I fall more in love with life and keep this energy flowing, being of service to others, making people laugh. This is really the jam. I have workshops now. I did a big pivot, especially COVID, into the alchemy of laughter. I have the Laughter Heals Foundation, had it for years, but we're just upping the level on all of this. I really want to help people. That's it. It's a major reason for doing this. And also, set the record straight. Maybe if one person hears it that thinks one thing, that thought all this time, maybe Ginny, who I named Ginny, maybe she'll listen and go, wow, I was mean to this guy, and it was really my friend who was horrible. Some other examples are, I had the remote to the house that I'm now in, that she moved us into. She moved us fully into this house with the full intention of leaving. So that's a terrible thing to do to kids. And I hope Jeannie and other people understand it. You don't do that to children. That's manipulative. She said, we're going to live here. Just settle in. The dishes, everything went into place. Here's your room. Here's all the decorations, everything. And then she moved them out in the middle of the night and kidnapped them and took them to a private place. And that is going to have an effect on them. But the thing is, she's never apologized. So I want those people that she said those things. Maybe you'll say to her, have you ever apologized to your children? She'll probably lie and say she did, but she has not. She's never sat down with any of us and said, that was really not a good thing that I did. I should respect this man. He's your father. I don't love him anymore, but you should respect him too. And that's the message that I would hope that someday when she comes back, if she comes back to consciousness, I don't know. I did read those letters, which does give me a little hope that maybe she will. Maybe she'll work on herself, like truly work on herself, not be guided by a fraud with this phony stuff, holding spell, all that stuff. It's a bunch of crap, goddesses and all this. It's a bunch of crap. It's a egotistical crap. So I had the remote to my own garage, and she had one too, and she had some excuse. She makes excuses. She lies. And so I said, give me the remote back, please. And she wouldn't. So I reached into her car because she got out to get something. It was in my driveway. And I reached in the car and she grabs it with violence. She doesn't. She threw it at my face. And just as Chloe was pulling up with someone, she witnessed this. A few days later, Halloween party, the kids at Chloe's school, a little third grader at the time. And right in front of these kids, I said, come on, Mika. I just whispered to her, come on, let's just get along for her sake. Here we are. It's her Halloween party. And she punched me in the schoolyard in front of people, witnessed by a teacher and some other people. Punched me and then walked away. That's what she does really well. She walks away. And it's unprovoked. These things are unprovoked. People always say, oh, it's the guy. No, I'm not provoking. I literally will say things. Hey, how about peace? Go back to Maui vibe. All those things. That's what I say. That's what brings this out in her. She gets so furious. Another time she was at the safe house. I finally figured out where it was. Imagine that, by the way. I have no idea. I'm paying for it, by the way. No idea where the children are. No idea where they're staying. No idea where this house is. This place that the other dude tried to help her find and everything else because she's being abused and she needs to escape and get out and be safe. And it's this whole safe thing. That's how I feel safe. It's an illusion. There's plenty of safety. It's right there. So I went there and I flashed the peace signs again. Hey, I came to the window, the big window. The kids are there. Hey, Daddy. Hey, Dad. And she charged me in a full rage, scratches me, pushes me out the door as I'm standing there with peace signs. It's just one after another. I called the police once, went to the police another time. Anyone want to guess where that goes? The ones that did show up, showed them a mark that she made. They said, pal, we just cleaned up some guy that smashed his wife's head into the cement. You think we're going to do something with this? And they just walked away. And tried to warn them. And then I found a woman at the police station. She really seemed to have compassion. I said, wow, my God, I got somebody on my side here. And I had recordings. I would record her. And, she would flip when she sees the recorder out. Oh, boy. Meanwhile, she would record me. Always hypocritical. And put that away. And I do not give you permission. She's coached by Broke. And I said to this woman, I said, thank you so much for having this empathy and listening to me. I felt a little bit of hope. Nope. She says, oh, I couldn't find her. And then I did. And she said she hasn't done any of these things and just believed her. That's the way it is. So who knows what can happen when someone is a violent person like this, someone who's volatile, can go off at any second, have temper tantrums. She even had a temper tantrum in mediation. Something she promised to do instead of going to lawyers. Meanwhile, $80,000 later with the lawyers, still at lawyers. She swore that we would not do that. Another lie. Is there a friend that would actually say to her, you lie this much? Can she say that to herself? I lie this. She justifies all the lies or just couches them in a different way. I needed to, the safety and all this kind of stuff. It's a bunch of crap. So I received these text messages out of nowhere. This is from Broke's boyfriend. Meet Rundle, which is a big announcement. She has to tell everybody, tell the world about her sex life and how he dominates her and BDSM and sadomasochism, all this stuff. And I know the world of opening up I can't even say it. I try to keep this a little clean. In case, I don't know, there could be young people listening. By the way, young people, if you're listening and you have parents that are going down this road, warn people, go to people, have courage. Go to people and say, I'm really worried. My kids are worried about her. They were in therapy, and that's where you're safe. And she compromised their therapy by going to the therapist and have me reported to child services for something I didn't even do. That's how the lengths that she'll go. They're not in therapy now. They're in therapy, and they would tell her the terrible things that she would do. We got a dog, and the dog was supposed to shuttle. Then she stopped that. They're controlling ways because she didn't pick the dog, and this whole thing. She's much better today. But in the meantime, nope. She's boundary girl. Nope, not going to have this dog. And lied, said my landlord won't have it. And she watches 2 dogs. She watched 2 dogs in the house that she said the landlord won't let her have a dog. 2 dogs. And she lies and says, oh, it's the size of them. Just doesn't stop. So I get this text message. Programmed people can lie easily and live in secrecy and deception. It doesn't mean anything to them. That's how programmed she now is. She spent hundreds of hours being programmed and brainwashed. I might have said before, I asked my kids, what do you think the reason for the divorce was? What are you going to tell people in the future? She says, our mom was brainwashed by this criminal. That's what they say. Now, of course, Broke and Lotus will say, oh, I brainwashed them to say that. No, they witnessed it. Sorry. They witnessed this. They witnessed mommy being this amazing person, the person that wrote some of those letters before, who did self-evaluate a bit, was loving, brought these children in love into the world, is still a decent mother. I don't think it's a good mother that says that to the father. I really don't. I same with the reverse. Parental alienation is awful. Luckily, the first 2 children, they really did suffer for it. I mean, they have the effects. It's a rough go with them. I got to do a lot of work with that too. Letting go. That's hard. It's hard knowing what I dedicated myself to them as well, and what their mom really beat the hell out of them with messaging about me. These 2 don't believe one bit of it. Now, it's fantastic. We just really hit it off, and it's just wonderful. Today we went kickboxing in Santa Barbara. We drove there and we did a kickboxing class, and we were horseback riding, and we went to Vegas to 4 different shows, and we just have an extraordinary time. Our rescue dog really is rescuing us as we're rescuing her. We're all in a lot of sadness. Their mom has taken us down a road that these children did not deserve to go down. She acts like a good mother. She does the motherly things. She shows up at school and volunteers. So all the people at school think she's got her image, the ego, and the posts. Oh, look, makes her look good. It's not good stuff. Could have worked on your marriage a little more, a lot more. As many hours as you spent with them, go on a date with your husband. Didn't happen. She listened to this Broke. Constantly a barrage of her thoughts on feelings, and every feeling. She's never had a silent thought, this woman. And she went along with it. That's what cults do. That's why it's a cult. That's why this is called, it's a cult. I don't care what you say. It's not a religion, not Scientology. It's a woman who's a leader that people deify. So here's what Lotus did. She had this guy attack me, the boyfriend of the cult leader. So they, 300 miles away, are more important than the father of your children. That's who's more important. She felt that I threatened because I did say, I heard about a lawsuit about somebody else. They won a lawsuit over $1 million from suing because there was a cult. I talked to Catherine Oxenberg. And her daughter was in a cult, Nexium. There's great documentary called The Vow. Lost her daughter for years to this horrible guy who's in prison now, by the way. These egomaniacs that run these cults. It's amazing to me how people can give their lives. Or my dad, 14 different women, a mother, daughter, and everything, gave their lives to him. All their possessions, everything to him. I've watched it happen. It's amazing how there's a repeat. He was an entrepreneur, French word for scam artist. He did all the same things, and it's like, I married my mother. I married my dad. You're supposed to marry your mother. I married my dad.